What up?
What?
I'm just talking to the people out there in the internet land since we're broadcasting now.
We are live.
We are live. They may or may not have heard your promise to do me later. I don't know. That was right when we were cutting in.
Ooh, I like it.
Ooh. Hey, everybody. It's me again. 3 days in a row, bitches.
And no one else.
Yeah.
This is your third day in a row?
Yeah.
This is your third day in a row.
I know, right? It's crazy.
You did the post show with Roth.
Yep.
Show with
that.
me.
And now the show with you. And now this one. Me and the cats.
What a
3
life.
days in a row.
John.
I know. It's living the dream.
What's up, man?
Not much. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to focus on the one thing we liked from last night, so it's going to be a short evening.
What did we like?
Titus, who took a wrong turn.
That was pretty good.
Is that it's such a WWE thing that the one thing that was good was a backstage bit that lasted about 48 seconds. And it was just a dude who's like, oh shit, I must have took a wrong turn. And that was it. Everything, and then he barked, the man was scared, and then he left.
My favorite part of it was when he went to pat Stardust on the shoulder and he hurt his hand, and Cody said, they're real.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, those are real. It's like, just played it cool. Yeah, those are real. And he's like, oh shit. Yeah, so that was Raw. I liked it. It was pretty good. What are we looking forward to this week?
I hope we get more Stardust Titus interaction on SmackDown. I would just do that for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Those guys just yucking it up.
I guess you have to talk about this.
Yeah, why not?
Here, right?
People like it when you give stuff Fs.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone pointed out, they said, Zentz asked, when is the last time you gave a Raw an F grade? I said, I don't know. I think there was one show last year that got an F. And there was one show last year that got an F. Guess what show?
One after Survivor Series?
The one after Survivor Series. So they're on a streak.
What did you hate about the one after Survivor Series last year?
It was when they brought Daniel Bryan back, and they made him the guy who was running the show.
Oh.
And then he just bullied the shit out of people. And yeah, that was he was just really bad as an authority figure type. The promos were dumb. Just the whole show was really stupid. You didn't
give the one where Sting came out and gave Triple H a blowjob for 10 minutes? You didn't give that one an F?
No, because Sting was on it. So, I mean, even Sting doing that was. Here's the thing. We're supposed to be objective and unbiased or whatever. No. You're just supposed to make your bias clear from the outset, and so the people can know how to consume what I write. Understand that if Sting's involved, it's just not going to be the analysis. Yeah, it's on a scale of A to B if Sting's involved. Sting was there, couldn't be an F. But no. Last night was just holy shit! What a dumpster fire of a show. Yeah, I didn't care. I mean, it was like I said, like I wrote in the intro. It was everything that I thought was going to happen. So it was just nothing. And I wasn't looking forward to it. Yeah, I wasn't looking forward to it. It happened, and I'm ready to move on. I mean, I'm not fucking outraged. I'm not. I've been watching this shit for too long. I know what they're gonna do. They did it. Okay. This is the point in the relationship where we would be, okay, we need to talk. WWE. We need to talk. We've been sleeping in separate bedrooms for a while now. It's time we got to acknowledge what's going on here. I am a grown man of at least moderate intelligence, and you are an old man, the stupidest person alive. So I thought that was Roth. Well, yeah, but no, at this point, Raw is dumber than Roth. Oh, that's impressive. That is an impressive thing to do. Man, it's just so. Did you give it an F like I did? Because I couldn't even. I was really close. If there was a show to do it, I'm glad I didn't because of how many hits the recap has. But if there was ever a show, it was Raw. Raw was in Nashville. Show after Survivor Series. Let's get right to reactions. this show sucked. Grade F. And then just let it go live. I wanted to do it so bad, but I always feel like, people, there's a lot of people, people last night were like, I skip it and read your recap. So if they had done that and just saw that, that would have been a really bad thing. So at this point I have to be responsible, so I can't do cool shit like that anymore. Yeah. But no, yeah. So tell me, what would you have given it an F if you were grading it?
Jesus, I don't know. Like, probably not an F, I guess, because there was nothing on it that, like I said, there was nothing on it that offended. I mean, I don't know. I think I would save an F for, like, I don't think they said anything back. They just kept treading water. I would go D. I mean, I did not like it, but I probably wouldn't go F. I'd say it's like I don't give shows A pluses. People have gotten on me because I have never given even a takeover an A plus in the NXT recaps.
Really?
Just because I think you could always do something better. And to me, like, an F is you can always do something worse. I've seen worse shows than last night. I've seen ones that made me want to, like, gouge my eyes out. Last night I was just bored.
Gonna be that guy. I think Brooklyn was an A plus show.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong if you want to give it an A plus, but
right.
I just A fair, for me.
They're always gonna fuck something up. There's always something you can find that's bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that's. I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of hoity-toity. That's kind of you being the not as good as Brooklyn guy.
Well, this is all. I mean, this is also like I don't know. I mean, I've had to grade things as a job before. I mean, not that this isn't a job, but where it like actually wasn't just me talking about fake fighting, and that's sort of. I guess I carry it over from that. So, I didn't. A lot of times, what I'll do, and maybe this was partial influence of it, but a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll write bits of the recap as the show is going on. Mm-hmm.
So I'll kind of react to it in real time. And this time I wanted to make sure that I was doing my thing on Twitter and, getting us followers and doing the social thing, but also leaving myself open for any newsworthy stuff because I felt like it'd be a newsworthy show as far as coming out of Survivor Series, and then TLC is just a few weeks away, so maybe they'll do that. Sure enough, they announced the Reigns Sheamus match for the main event, and then Rusev returned and whatever. So I didn't write a single bit of the recap till the whole show was over. And by the time the show was over, it ended and I was like, man, I don't know that I've ever felt more like this company is hopeless. There's no hope for this company. They don't understand how to make stars anymore. They don't understand how to write compelling television anymore. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. The infrastructure, I'm not going to pretend to be a quote-unquote insider. That's not what we do. We're not insiders. I'm going to be a fan, and based on everything I see on television, the infrastructure at WWE has to be an absolute mess because there's no way that it could be functioning properly and the product on television be what it is. There's just no way that can be true. And I don't know. I just, like I said, I came out of it again. If I didn't have to cover this, this would be it. And I'm not saying that, the smarky guy, I quit, fuck this company. I don't even feel angry anymore. I don't even feel, I'm sorry to everyone who wanted Geno time. You're probably not going to get it because I just don't give a fuck. Sheamus sucks. He's not interesting at all. Reigns has been booked into the ground. Like, I feel like Reigns is probably like how Cornette felt about Samoa Joe and TNA for all that time, where it's like, this is a legitimate star if you didn't book him to death. And Reigns has been booked like garbage for like at least a year straight. We already talked about that, and they didn't help their case here. I mean, you book him as an underdog, and you make him an underdog, and then suddenly he just flips at like a light switch, and he's dominant. And you bring in I guess they're doing the Eurotrash thing, the gimmick with Sheamus and Rusev and Barrett.
Yeah.
And he's the underdog, and you'd think, wow, so I guess, okay, go the full 9. He's against the Authority and this stable of heels. And this can be tough for him to overcome. Yet another thing to overcome, but he likes overcoming things.
He loves it.
And so it's like, okay, cool. But then he just laid waste to everybody. So it's like, what fucking, who even is this guy? Someone's like, can you just explain Reigns to a non-fan? No. Guy who says believe that. Guy who loses constantly. Except when he's
except when he wins.
Except when he wins, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. But like that doesn't make it. None of this fucking makes sense.
Right? It doesn't make sense. I mean,
that's so stupid.
I it's weird because I can't even make words. It's weird because like a month ago we were saying that we had to not just look at it and enjoy the moment, right? And like I did, like that was a good moment, I guess, last night when Reigns laid waste to everybody. It fit with our John Wick parallel that we wanted to draw. But I'm still consuming this as a serialized product, and what I got last night doesn't jive with what I got on Sunday night, doesn't jive with what I got last Monday, it just doesn't fit. I don't, like you said, I would rather just give me a fucking cohesive storyline for a character that doesn't change personality every week. And I don't care if he becomes the biggest star in the universe or if it leads to a revolution in women's wrestling or anything else. At least I will be fucking entertained and it will make sense. And I can not have to have a goddamn aneurysm trying to figure out who each performer is going to portray every week.
They don't have the stars to make up for all the bullshit. That was the real key to the Attitude Era that people forget. The writing, I don't know that it was that much better. In fact, it was possibly worse because some of the shit they did was just so far beyond ridiculous, I can't even deal with it. But they had Stone Cold Steve Austin running around. They had The Rock running around. They had pre-Reign of Terror Triple H running around. They had Undertaker when he hadn't been in the business for 400 years. So, and that's the thing too. And here's the big thing about Reigns, that it's just, I think we need to just, it's time that his fans accept this. It's time that WWE accepts this. It's time that we just recognize it for what it is now. It's not that he's not a good performer. He is. He's very good at wrestling. Mm-hmm. The match with Rusev was good until the stupid-ass finish.
Liked it, yep. Those two have good chemistry together.
Yeah, it was good. He knows how to wrestle. That's great. He works his stuff, and, you know, people are, go count the moves. Fuck you. I'm the last person to say that to. Well, I think he did 4 moves the whole match. Okay, fine. And that's not what wrestling is. It's not just a series of cool moves. If you go watch Young Bucks. Yep. Shut your mouth. He's a great wrestler. He's not a great promo, but I mean, he can, whatever. That's fine. But here's the thing. He's not likable. Period. He's not a guy that you just naturally like and are drawn to. Therefore, not workable as what they want him to be. And he's sending out the tweets on not how I picture the night going, but I'm still in the fight. I'm going to get back up and keep fighting. And it's like, no one wanted him to say that other than the fans that he currently has. It's not what you want out of that guy. And it's like, he's the guy. Okay, so there's some people who you have in your life where it's like, they're just, you just like being around them. They're just naturally the kind of people you want to be around. You want to hang out with those people. Like, it's just, they're fun to be with. And you'll always want that. And then there are some people who it's like, that person's great for about an hour. I can't be around them much longer than that. Otherwise, I want to fucking kill them. And then there's some people who they have to actively be doing something for you to want to be around them at all. Now, the person you should push to the top is the person who you want to be around all the time, who's just naturally likable. You get on board with everything they do. That was Steve Austin. It's not a fair comparison, like we always say, because he's the biggest fucking star ever. But there's a reason he was the biggest star ever. You push a guy like that because everybody likes him. They want to hang out with him. Reigns doesn't have this. Reigns is the person who, he's cool sometimes, but then also, like, he's also kind of a goofy fucking idiot. Like, he talks weird, and he starts doing the believe that stuff, and I'd rather be anywhere else in the world, literally. And it's just, at some point, they have to stop doing everything they can to get us to like him and just realize no one's going to like him.
Or some people are. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the fixation on we have to make the next Austin. Make a bunch of the next, I don't know, Edges instead of the next Austin. You know, wouldn't that be better? Wouldn't a show full of like interesting, entertaining people be better than all in on making this one guy that some people like and other people hate, and some people are just indifferent to. I mean, why does it all have to be? Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to make that fucking guy? And there's a year's worth of evidence now that says nothing you do, nothing that is in your repertoire of things you know to try, is going to get the reaction you want for this guy.
He was cheered quite a bit in Nashville.
He was, yeah.
A Roman chant. He was, and I don't know, but I don't think that it's on a large scale. It's just not going to be the case. We don't get. There's some crowds that go insane for big stuff, but there used to be a lot more crowds that would go insane for the big stuff. Like and maybe it's nostalgia and maybe I'm wrong, but I can remember watching Raw and always be counting on at least one or two moments in the show where there'd be a huge pop for someone's entrance. You don't get that at all anymore. No one's music hits and everyone freaks out. John Cena, and he's not there. This fucking company, Brock, fucking company has made me miss John Cena. That's amazing. That is amazing. It's just bad. And then, people are like, someone was arguing with me last night claiming I flip-flopped, which I can't deal with people who can't fucking use their brain, dude. Like, this made me want to snap. So maybe you're going to get some Geno time because people are dumb as fuck. So I said, I think because I tweeted at Rollins and I was like, why'd you have to get hurt, dude? Now we're left with fucking Reigns and Sheamus feuding over your title. We hurt with you, Seth. And someone's like, but I thought just weeks ago you wanted Reigns to win the belt. And there was a time, remember, that I was saying, put the fucking title on Reigns. I said, well, yeah, but then WWE booking happened. They're like, oh, wow, booking make changes how you wanting someone to win a title? Wow. Fucking Jesus. These are the people. These are the people who watch this. I guess that's WWE. You have to be like that to actually watch this fucking shit or be getting paid for it like I am.
Well, I mean, I wonder. I mean, you talk about there not being the pops like the Attitude Era. There aren't the crowds like the Attitude Era. We don't see it on TV, right? But I mean, the numbers, they're not selling out these buildings even for Raws.
Yeah, the numbers are down.
But it's like, and then you see the things where, like, Road Dogg is getting in arguments with people on Twitter saying, if you don't like it, watch something else, and I know you'll be back. But people aren't coming back. Yes, we don't know everything that goes into the decision-making behind the scenes, and I'm glad I don't. I wouldn't want to have to deal with what I understand the fucking management structure to be, or trying to please as big an audience as they have. But, fuck, I mean, we've talked to writers on the show. They
back that up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nightmare, and telling the fans that they're wrong and you'll come back even though we suck is not. I mean, I know some people think that people are overreacting to that, but I think that contributes to people going away. And the booking does matter. That's the story. I mean, if I watch a movie, just because I like an actor doesn't mean I'm going to sit through a horrible movie because I like the actor. If the story that's being told or his performance sucks, I'm going to tune out.
And by the way, I was alerted yesterday. There was a 2-year-old child could be heard crying in the background because I guess my mic picks him up. I'm in my room with the door shut. Remember, I told you I live with my roommate came up from Arizona and whatever. She's got a kid and he stays here, and he's crying again. So if you hear that, I assure you, there's nothing bad's going on. He's a 2-year-old and he cries all the fucking time. All he ever does is cry. I can't deal with this shit today. I'm gonna punt him like a football.
It's not my fault.
No. And then with the Twitter thing, it's like I don't care. I just don't. Why do you not want him to win now? Because why do you change your mind because of booking? Well, because the story fucking sucks.
Yep.
My concern is always the story. If Rollins was still here, it'd be Rollins Reigns, and that's a compelling feud. And I've been waiting for that for a long time. And it's the right time for Reigns to win the belt because he's getting it back from the dude who fucked him over all that time ago when Ambrose couldn't. So that's proper. Yeah, I want that guy to win the belt then because then that's the good story that happens. And now I don't want him to win the belt. Now I'm upset. Yeah, now that I'm hurting with Rollins because everything's fucked because we're getting Sheamus versus Roman Reigns, dude, if there's a circle of, I'd rather fucking Kane and Big Show be fighting for the title, dude. There's a circle of hell that exists where, like, how the fuck did we end up with Sheamus versus Roman Reigns as the top program? And this is a problem because it means increased television time for the both of them, which is the last thing they need.
You know, I'm going to correct you on something here, because if you watched last night's show, Roman isn't feuding with Sheamus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Roman's feuding with Triple H.
He's feuding with the establishment, the man.
Yep. This is not building to. They won't give, like we said yesterday, they won't give Sheamus a Mania spot. But would they give a Triple H one against Reigns?
Yeah.
Maybe. If Roman beats him at TLC or the Rumble, and then we head into a program where he faces Triple H somehow.
You want to give them the benefit of the doubt because of shitload of injuries occurred, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Orton's out, Rollins is out, Bryan's out, Cena's on the shelf doing shit. Lesnar's part-time, Undertaker's whatever. So, there's a lot going on, right? I understand that.
Yeah, that's what
okay. Well, push new stars. You know what I mean? That's when you make people. They didn't make anybody. They had a situation where they could have made somebody. They could have tried, and what'd they do? They book a tournament. Okay, great, cool. And they completely invalidated the entire thing 5 minutes after it was over by having, let's just cash in. I love that Ambrose promo that he cut on that fucking that radio show where he's like, who the fuck wins like this? And it was a promo, but it was like it was a great promo because it felt like he might actually think this. Like, this is fucking stupid. There's nothing dumber than a dude running around with a briefcase. I guess they keep it around because they like to rib somebody to make them carry it in airports.
Yep.
Where they know a bunch of stalker weirdo fans are going to be hanging out.
And they have to get it through security, and
And so I guess it's just to keep ribbing the boys, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And he just runs in and invalidates an entire tournament. So it's, we need a new next top heel. Do we elevate Kevin Owens? Do we turn Dean Ambrose? Do we turn Roman Reigns? Nope. Let's find the dude who's been in the mid-card, getting beat and just no one cares at all, hasn't gotten any reaction other than you look stupid, which is not a reaction indicative of a good heel. It's just, I don't even feel like
he looks stupid.
It's not even heat. I just think he looks dumb. It's not like a dude that you want to fight or you want to watch get beat up or anything like that walking down the street. It's just you walk down the street and you look at a dude who looks like that and you go, wow, that dude's like a fucking idiot. And then you just keep walking. And so, again, the rubber met the road and they decided, let's go find a guy that we've already pushed relentlessly. And it never worked. I just don't understand. What the fuck are you doing? Like, try something new. And if the rumors are true, well, Vince already has his top 4 matches at Mania set up. What the fuck could those matches be? If all the injuries didn't fuck with that. Orton's out. Rollins is out. So those two just didn't have a spot. Sheamus is the champ now. He didn't have a spot. Yeah, it certainly looks like Triple H versus Roman Reigns is on the cards for something. Who knows if it'll be at WrestleMania? I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Mania match.
Or it's easy to spin that one into the Triple H Rock match if you can get Rock.
But Rock looks like he's not in.
Right.
And then there's Brock Lesnar and John Cena floating around out there. Well, it's WrestleMania right on, so it's, it'll be what it is. But I can't imagine this WrestleMania is going to be anything other than a dumpster fire. Like this WrestleMania, I have zero hope for this whole company. Like, what match are they going to make? What are you going to do for that show? Seriously, if it's Triple H, Roman Reigns,
I mean, you're going to have Cena Taker, I bet.
No. Taker versus fucking big ass strongman.
I don't think so. I don't think they have any illusions of that guy being a top star. I think
he hugged Bubba Gray to death. So.
I admire the fact that Bray just came out there and was like, "No, we're good. Nothing to see here. We're fine. We're strong. We're good. Don't worry, we're fine."
That's Bray's real thing. Is he just no-sells every loss?
We're fine. Everything's good here. We're a dominant faction. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Undertaker and Kane are what they are, but Bubba and Devon, we're gonna string you up. Like, and then Big Ass was like, I ate a spike once. It was tasty. And then he hugs him to death, and there you go. Like, that's the show, man. It's just nothing makes sense and nothing's good. So I don't know. The Reign stuff sucks. And then Vidance is like, well, I was encouraged by the main event segment. They're trying to do the badass thing, and like we said, they can't win now because they've made him an underdog, and then flip a switch and he's a badass, flip a switch and he's an underdog again, and I understand in life that's kind of how life is. It's a roller coaster. Sometimes you're on top, and then you get knocked down, and then you got to get back up and all that stuff. I get that, but it just doesn't work for what they've been doing, and it's indicative of the fact that they've never sat down and been like, okay, does this make sense with everything we've done in the past month?
Right.
And if it doesn't, throw it out. And they don't do that. They don't care to, and they never will care to with the current, power structure that they have, the people who make the decisions. And that is essentially just a way for them to, essentially I don't know, you don't want to be this guy, but it's a middle finger. They would accomplish as much by just putting a giant finger just saying fuck you for 3 hours on USA Network as they do with the program that they deliver. I
think they're, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I think there might be some element of that contempt in there. I think they're kind of lazy. They just go with what they know. And maybe that's because they know that if they have fresh ideas, they'll get shot down. Like I said, like when we talked to Greenfield and Court Bauer and guys like that, that seems to be, you're taking it. Anytime you suggest something new, you pretty much do it with the idea that it's not going to work. And eventually you stop doing it and then you leave the company. But I do think, that's my big problem with this is, I don't know, maybe they start showing Roman as a badass and he gets over. That's great. But for me, I'm still bored to fucking tears with this authority angle. I mean, all it is, it's Seth Rollins and J&J Security, except instead of those three, it's fucking European Union or whatever you want to call them, Eurotrash or whatever. I mean, it's the same. It's Triple H with three lackeys, and Triple H is afraid to really be a heel. He's got to try to be the cool heel. And I'm bored. Don't care.
They thought that the stare down between Reigns and Triple H would be this really big moment. And I remember it was a bigger moment when he did that with Big Show.
Yeah. Well, that story was built up better.
Yeah. And Big Show punched him and people went fucking insane. Triple H took the best bump I ever seen in his life. Just went down like he'd been shot. And it was a cool, great moment. It involved Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
Who had turned by this point still like 1 billion times. But yeah, they told a good story. And that's another way to get a character over.
Mm-hmm.
Tell a good story.
All those guys were over last fall. Dolph Ziggler, all those guys that had been fired by the Authority, and that story never got paid off. Really, yeah. I mean, they had the big moment at Survivor Series, right? But then Dolph is right back to the mid card. It's not like somebody rose up. The only time they paid that story off was with Brian Won at Mania, and then he got hurt and it fell apart. And that sucks. But don't just try to redo it with other people. Move on and tell a new story.
In hindsight, it's like, how amazing is it that they actually did the Brian stuff?
That's probably my favorite WWE story. It is still more than anything else. If somebody says, why do you watch wrestling? I would say, let's go watch highlight packages of this.
On the off
2014, whatever that was. 2013, was that last year or 2 years ago?
2014.
Yeah.
On the off chance. That's why we watch. On the off chance that some big star will quit and they'll be forced into the shit that we wanted to begin with.
Right.
And that's the thing too, is it's like, where sometimes we do the thing, yeah, nice. Sometimes we do that thing where we're like, just to fucking enjoy it. Because sometimes you can do that. Sometimes where they are in the story, you know what I mean, allows you to be able to say, well, okay, let's just take a step back. Or they're just starting a new story and, okay, take a step back. Or whatever. But at this point, it's like, you're not giving us. This whole fucking thing works because they find the guy that everyone likes and they push that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have that guy. And if they do, we don't know because they fucked the guys who could have been that guy over so hard in an effort to get to the guy they want to be that guy who actually isn't that guy. Does that make sense?
Yep. I had to connect all the dots, but yeah.
I just saying that, I can't believe I watched this show. I'm actually sitting here and I'm like, what? Like, I don't even know why. This is, man, dude. What a fucking terrible fucking Imagine watching this and then trying to defend it to someone as anything other than a garbage program written by people who have no fucking clue who their audience is or how to connect to their audience or how to understand their audience or who have... It's amazing too that all these insiders, and they talk all this shit about people on the outside. You know, the business is built on just shitting on your customers, and you do more for me by just coming to my house and dropping a deuce on my carpet than you do with the fucking bullshit that you put on the TV. Because there's so many points where it's like there's hope. This roster's deep, even with the injuries, man. It's a good fucking roster. A guy like Rusev should be able to carry that company. A guy like Bray Wyatt. A guy like even a fucking King Barrett if you treat him right. And they don't. They don't know how to book anybody. Everybody looks shitty. Everybody looks like a geek. So Roman has a great match with Rusev, and then it ends up being a DQ because King Barrett runs out, so Rusev looks like shit. Roman looks like shit because he couldn't get it done again. Barrett ends up looking like shit because he's a dumbass, throws a chair in, he gets chair shotted the fuck out of there. Rusev gets chair shotted. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion gets chair shotted, and he's out like a geek. And he also was a background piece to a fucking building feud between Reigns and Triple H. And Reigns, as mentioned, is a geek because he can't fucking beat anybody and never has been able to. He's lost every fucking chance he's had. And Triple H is a geek because he's the one in charge of all of this, and it's all fucking bullshit. This show sucks. Everyone involved in this show sucks. All of these people are geeks who suck. There's no reason to get behind or be against any of them because they're all just incompetent dum-dums who have no fucking clue what they're doing. Idiocy is not entertaining. Idiocy doesn't get you invested. Idiocy can be entertaining. It just doesn't get you invested in anything. You just don't give a fuck about anything. I don't care about Sheamus versus Reigns at TLC because I know it's a stopgap to get to what they really want. And what they really want is so far away from what we really want, it's ridiculous. Whatever.
You think the carpet shitters did this, dude? I can't believe
they pissed on my rug.
I can't believe you want Road Dogg to come over to your house and shit on your rug.
By the way, I saw a good theory about the PTO on the table. Let's jump to that, right?
Oh, let's not the table.
Why does she do the PTO on the table? It's so deadly. It kills people. Charlotte's dead.
There's a change in you go up above sea level a couple of more notches, and you just get really lightheaded when you're in that move, and it could cause brain damage.
Here's what it is.
All right.
Here's why Paige does it there. She does the PTO on the table so that she can shit in JBL's hat while she's submitting her opponent. There it is, man. It's really, if you think about it, it's Paige's house.
It is her house.
She needs to take a shit, but she's in a fight. So she decides, I think the best course of action here is I'm going to go to the bathroom, which is apparently the announce table. Weird thing, but she's got a lot of houses. I don't know. She's a real estate mogul. She does her thing, whatever. So she decides, I guess she had to shit. And she's in a fight though, so she's got to submit her opponent.
But doesn't she just shit in her pants then?
I don't know. See, this is us trying to make a joke, and I can't even land because fuck this show, dude.
Why does she take the one? She always takes the one monitor out. She leaves the other one there.
That's true. I didn't even notice that. My God, what a stupid show.
I mean, this is the woman who's been brought up in the business, right? I mean, she's been doing this since she was like fucking 12. So she knows like psychology and like when you do stuff, it's supposed to have a reason. Why do you go to her and say, here's the deal. We want you to do your submission where you hold the person in the air and their body never touches the mat or anything else. we want you to do that on a table, and we're going to sell it like death. What does she say? Like, okay.
Yeah.
What's the...
Why is there not a point where literally everyone actually is like, so here's a question. Why would I do the PTO on the table? Oh, because you know what? They probably it'll look impressive. It doesn't even look impressive.
It's not even. Yeah, it's
people can see you better because there are no ropes.
But you can stick the camera through the ropes. They do it all the time. You could use an overhead shot. The only people who can see it better are JBL, Cole, Byron Saxton, and whoever's sitting behind him.
Have we heard from Charlotte today? Is she okay? I need to know that she's okay.
I don't know. I think she was on the Twitter machine.
You know what? It sucks because I was talking to a friend about this last night. I said, man, as we grow, it feels kind of bad because her mom follows us on Twitter now.
Yeah, I don't like. I've told you I'm not comfortable by that at all. I would like to block her.
That'd be worse. Her segment comes on and it's like, fuck. If I want to bag on her, or I want even just cracking jokes, her mom's gonna be reading it. Like, come on, man. I hope nothing really bad happens, and then and then
Charlotte's been. She was tweeting selfies from the gym this morning, so thank God she's all right.
Oh, okay. Tweeting selfies from the gym. Yep. Was she smiling?
Yep.
Oh my God.
But she wasn't crying, so that's progress.
No, I saw somebody tweeted, not the PTO on the table. She's got a family. I was like, oh no. After the read stuff,
I didn't even think about that. Oh,
that was the first thing I went to. I was like, oh geez.
So this feud really pisses me off.
Boy, it died a death. So they do the rematch the night after the show. Totally, fuck. You don't even need to pay for the pay-per-view in that case, at least as it pertains to that match. So all that heat they built off that big angle, whatever.
Yeah, all that heat.
Yeah, and then they do that, and then they come back here. I think they went 15 minutes.
They have gotten a lot of time. They've got more time than Tyler Breeze has over his last 2 nights.
Boy, they don't care at all about these women. The live crowds.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to boo Paige.
Nope.
I don't think they want to cheer Charlotte.
Nope.
I don't think anyone cares at all.
They don't even pop for the flare for the Nature Boy stuff anymore. She did the strut.
I was not entirely sure she wasn't having a seizure.
Apparently, Charlotte thinks that her dad used to like impersonate Frankenstein doing the electric slide or something. I don't know what
that is a perfect explanation for it.
I don't know what that is.
She started wiggling and wobbling, and I was like, "Oh shit, Charlotte struck."
maybe it's the effect of too many PTOs on the table.
Someone grab a Z-Pack. Charlotte's having a stroke. I know. And the woo thing is just. It's she tries to cut a serious promo and ends it with woo, and it's seriously, you can't do that. It's just not a thing that's. I don't even. And maybe that's the key. Maybe go full Ric Flair. Right? But she can't do that either. She couldn't be, because I'm thinking of like, how much better would it have been if Paige did the promo and brought up Reed and they didn't just retcon the shit and just act like it didn't happen. And she came out on Raw and she did a promo and went classic Ric Flair with it and just lost her motherfucking mind and did one of those Mean Gene. I guess she couldn't strip like Rick was, but just losing the clothes and fucking freaking out, like, you bring up my family, and freaks out, and then starts doing elbow drops to inanimate objects.
Wouldn't you mark out if she ripped Michael Cole's coat off and then did an elbow drop on his coat?
Perfect. Ripped Cole's coat off and just... Oh my God. How great. That would have been at least fun. It would have been at least like, holy shit, this chick lost her. This is how much you got to her with this crazy ass thing you said. And whatever. Instead, she smiles through her interviews. Her interviews are all time bad. I feel bad for saying Reigns is a bad promo when Charlotte speaks.
Oh, Charlotte's, she can't even talk. It's not even a promo.
She can. It's not even like a briefing where she actually knows what she's gonna say. It's just bad.
I feel like, the Survivor Series Fallout video, it was like they didn't even tell her Tom Phillips was going to talk to her. She wasn't ready for anything. I don't know if you've watched that. There is no joke 10 seconds of dead silence when he asks her, like, so what did you think about the match? She had to think about what she wanted to say.
I'm pretty sure those aren't scripted is what's cool about it. And so we know that she dies when it's scripted. She really dies when it isn't scripted. Like with Reigns, you feel like if they just threw the script out, he'd just be entertaining. He would show that side where you would want to hang with him. Yeah. With Charlotte, it's just like, again, oh my God, someone help Charlotte. She's stroking out. Like, it's just not. That's the Charlotte character. Never quite sure if she's having a stroke or not. So, yeah. Yep. But the match was, whatever. And the double count out. So it's going to continue.
Why don't you do that on Survivor Series?
But no, that's what's funny too is if you do the Reed angle, and again, I know they threw it away, but if you do it, you end it right after.
Yeah.
You don't continue it on.
No, yeah, that's not the start of a feud, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get worse than this. You've just brought out. It's like they like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. The war ended.
Yep.
It's over. We brought out the big guns. There's no fucking around after this. We don't just okay, now let's invade with 6 guys on an island. No, we just dropped an A-bomb. That's what you did. The shit's over. So instead, they did a smaz. I didn't actually lose the Survivor Series. My hand was under the rope.
Right.
Are you fucking kidding? So now the Survivor Series match is even worse in hindsight. That's how shitty this show was. They made other shows even shittier.
Well, it wasn't. Isn't it that it wasn't Paige's hand was under the rope? It was Charlotte's hand was under the rope, right?
Is that what? Who gives a shit?
I didn't even know that was a rule.
No one knows anything. They're not rules. I don't even. Anyway, PTO's on the table or death. Sasha wasn't tapping, by the way. She saw a spider.
Shoo.
That's a good gimmick.
Yeah, I mean that's a great backstage interview. I would like to see those characters on TV instead of Charlotte and Paige.
Yeah, and that's part of the bad grade. Is good stuff did happen, but that's Sasha and Becky is cool. The match was good. The finish was fine. They did the cheating stuff. And where was Charlotte for this, by the way? So not only are you ever.
She's a top face. She's a horrible friend. She's the John Cena horrible friend. People are supposed to help her out, but she doesn't return the favor.
Yeah. What are you doing? Even too busy. Whatever. So
she was recovering. Oh no, that was later. Sorry.
She was probably traumatized because they told her she was going to have to do that.
That's right. She knew. She was like, no, I can't do another one.
No, I can't. No, I think that was her first one.
Oh,
so she's probably freaking out about it.
Well, maybe that's why she doesn't even want to be around Becky because she's never been the same since she took the PTO on the table.
Especially not now. But no, and so there was good things, and I thought, they got 5 minutes total, whatever. Okay, fine. I don't even know that Becky got an entrance and whatever, So it wasn't that all of that was bad, although it was bad that Charlotte didn't come out, didn't make much sense, and then the finish was what it was, whatever. It's what you do when you're in a team. It's part of the reason we don't like the team stuff.
What happened? So here's why this was bad, though. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but
go ahead.
What happened to the Natalya stuff? Where's that story? We're supposed to forget that?
I guess, yeah. And so that's bad, and I didn't even think of that and didn't include that in the recap, and that's indicative of WWE. But so, and the problem here was you can see what could be, and that's even worse than, to me it's like, it's like the prison in The Dark Knight Rises that Bane goes to. Mm-hmm. That there's the hole or whatever, so you can see the light, so you can see freedom. You just can never get to it. Right, or, it's right there, and it's so it's the same kind of thing. It's you can see how unbelievably talented these two women are. How Becky's so likable and Sasha's so hateable, and they're so good at being those things, and they're really, really fucking good wrestlers. And they're not given time, they're not given a story, and they're treated like they're just not worth. I don't know. It's just you see what's there, and they don't let them get to that. They don't let them reach their full potential.
I mean, it's the same thing that we're seeing in the men's division, right? I mean, you swap out Charlotte for Roman, and Paige for Sheamus. Really, I mean, I guess people care about Paige more than Sheamus, but she's just not the most talented worker in the division. She's okay, she's good, but it's the exact same thing. They want us to like what they want us to like, not what we like. And I don't understand having that kind of an antagonistic relationship. You're going to make money either way.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be your way?
Yeah, it used to be. I don't even know that it used to be, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. We tell you who we like, and I don't know. We don't even have enough time to tell them we like Becky.
No.
Or Sasha. And they did the We Want Sasha stuff, and they ignored that.
Mm-hmm.
Or they didn't ignore it, and they were going to do something with it, and then it just got thrown to the wayside, as it always happens. And there's just so much of that throughout this entire show.
Let's talk about Jack Swagger.
Oh, wow. So that's what we're going to jump to. He's ready to defend his country against enemies, both foreign, sir, and domestic. And as soon as he said that, I was like, man, where is General Frank Hummel to launch 15 rockets filled with VX poison gas into the heart of San Francisco? Or this angle, because this is trash. Zeb Coulter brought up Grindr on a Raw.
Yeah, Summer Rae teased him about it on Twitter afterwards.
Can you fucking believe that? I don't mind it. I mean, I'm surprised there's not more outrage. He basically was like, you guys are all gay haters.
Yep.
And you're not welcome here anymore. That was the promo, dude. How amazing is that? And no one's outraged. That's how shitty this show was. It was so bad no one cares enough to be outraged by the fact that a dude went out and literally was like, you dudes are all a bunch of gay haters. Like, in an edgier time, he'd have used the F word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to say it on the show, but in an edgier time, you could guarantee that's how that would have gone. Instead, they got to be sly about it.
They at least would have called them sissies or something, but no. Yeah. Now we got to wink.
Yep. And now it's just hey, you guys understand what I'm saying? You're all gay, and that's not good. Like, that's what he's trying to say. And then Swaggy comes out, and he's like, you used to stand for something. And that's the point where, as a viewer who's actually paid attention, you just want to blow your brains out. Because you're going, he did used to stand for something. Racism!
Yep. Xenophobia, bigotry. Yep. Those are American ideals.
That's what he said. You retweeted a brilliant tweet. Do you remember what it was about
the one where the guy said that, like, doing something really racist and then pretending you didn't or something is the most American thing ever. Yep.
There you go. We the people.
Foreign
and domestic.
We want Jack Swagger on that wall. We need him on that wall.
My God, what a stupid program, and you just can't.
Is this where? I mean, this is the one more than anything else. Do they? I mean, they actually think that this is going to work, or are they fucking with us?
I don't know.
I'm scared because there were people doing the We the People thing with Jack Swagger in Nashville last night.
I think it's just a political thing in service of the stuff that happened with Del Rio. And again, they're just kind of like, well, we'll put you with Coulter now, the most racist dude. You can start your own country gimmick going on, Mex America, and work your stick or whatever you do. And I don't even know why it works that way. Certainly isn't going to make them any money, which I thought was the point of all this from their perspective. And from my perspective, it's to be entertained. Del Rio is just the least interesting human on earth. Rivaled only by Jack Swagger. And Zeb Coulter's still on his Walmart scooter looking for Halloween candy. And go ahead, man.
I don't understand. I mean, this has to be if you're Del Rio, by all accounts, a very proud man, how do you come back and basically let this because one way to look at this is now somebody is saying racist shit to him and he's not slapping them. He's being a cowardly heel and running away. Like, Jack Swagger is playing Cody Barbieri or whatever his name was. He's out there going, yeah, fuck you.
I mean, it's,
Stop corrupting my white friend. Basically, that's Jack Swagger's argument. This was a good white man and you've ruined him.
Yeah, this was a good racist man before you got your hands on him. And now he's an asshole. That's actually what they're doing. He was a good racist man, and now that he's with you, he's not racist, but he's a dickhead. So I would rather he be racist and not a dick for Swagger. That's what Swagger's saying. I'd rather he be close to me and a racist dick and not close to you and an unracist asshole. What a stupid show. And you said you wouldn't give this an F. How would you give this anything?
I don't know.
Someone in the thread was like, I actually pretty much totally agree with Gino, but I'd give it a C+. What? That's
right. Grades are stupid. I hate the grades.
They're dumb, man. Just like star ratings.
Yeah,
I'll probably phase maybe because what I do is I compile every grade throughout the whole year, and we're getting close to the end of the year. So if there's going to be a change, it'll be in 2016. Maybe I'll make a change. Maybe I won't do a grade. But
people want the grade. I get it. That's fine. But
yeah, it's Eva Marie.
I just hate it because I spend like 2 hours writing 2,000 to 3,000 words about a show, and then all people care about is, well, you gave it a B-. Well, yeah, but I also explained everything that I liked and didn't like and why it led up to that. Oh, blah, 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 blah.
What I like. This guy like.
That's my impersonation of people who either only read the headline and comment or only read the grade and comment.
That's part of the appeal of it, though.
I know, but I reserve the right to.
They're clicking either way.
To characterize them as people who say, oh, blah, blah, blah.
How is it that the thing you've popped me with the most is
I don't know.
I am a child, and that's why I watch this show. And it can't even pop me. I will pop for but not fucking, and they can't get me to pop. Unreal.
Shit.
We're doing a show Wednesday night.
What? I don't think I can, honestly. I think my parents are in town.
Don't even tell me that.
You and Handstock do it and jerk each other off.
No, I will absolutely jerk off Handstock, but not under those conditions. No, we're doing a show or Thursday morning, but we're doing a show after NXT this week. I want to do it right after. You better tell me that can happen.
I have to check with my people.
Don't. What do you?
Look, my father is like 75 years old. If he hears me in the basement yelling about women's wrestling, he might die.
Oh, that's right. It's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I don't know why they're
run this show on Thanksgiving week.
I know NXT. That show is fucking stacked. There's nothing, loaded. And they're running it on the night before Thanksgiving. I don't understand.
So you're going to be at family's house then?
I'm at my house, but my folks are here. I don't know why I'm giving away my fucking itinerary on the internet, but and then we're driving to my cousin's house first thing Thursday morning. So
it would have to be Wednesday night, and only if you can steal away a few minutes.
Right.
I suppose we can skip it.
We'll
I really
see.
wanted to talk about it.
Well, what maybe for you, I'll try to make it happen.
We'll do like a half hour.
I can't commit to it right now.
We'll do like a half hour.
I got to check with my peoples.
Also, I heard you say for you and aw.
Aw.
What else happened on the show? Oh, that's right.
Country music.
I'm not entirely certain.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Henry didn't have a sex dream about a burger.
They released the video, and I was starting to do a post on it twice this morning, and I have no idea what I want to say. It scared me. It still scares me to death.
I watched it. I think I looked down and I looked back up, and there was a dream sequence, or there was a burger, or El Torito, or JBL, and I was like, "Am I tripping balls right now?"
I think.
Did I just take some acid and not be told about this? I don't appreciate WWE reminded me of those few dark years when I was a teenager. Thank you very much.
Did you say when you were tripping, you saw a giant cowboy in a tiny bowl dancing in the? Wow.
Yeah, that's what happens when you trip balls. Come on, man, you're killing the joke. I was tripping balls watching Raw. Raw makes you. Raw is an acid trip.
I gotta give it to the folks at Hardies because there was a spot a couple years ago when AJ and Big E and Dolph were still all together where they like went and bullied Teddy Long out of like a Hardee's thick burger too. That was pretty awesome. It wasn't this good.
This wasn't good.
I don't know. It was memorable though. As an advertisement, you remember it.
I guess that's the point. But they signed off on this. They looked at this and thought, yeah, that's gonna sell some burgers. I like it. What? I will never eat Hardee's again. I will never.
This is a line in the sand.
This is the last straw. Where you got me watching Raw and unsure if I'm tripping balls or not, I'm not going into your establishment and ordering a burger.
Now,
why would I want to order a burger? Am I going to dream about like little people and big ass cowboys and dancing and what even was that?
If El Torito is eating a burger, isn't that cannibalism? He is a tiny bull.
What a stupid show. What in the what was it? What's it called? The Mex Tex? So it was just that he's.
It was Tex. Yeah, Mark Henry couldn't decide if he wanted a Texas burger, which I guess has barbecue sauce on it or something, or a Mex burger, which I guess I don't know.
Was the idea that I don't know if I want Mexican, so I'll eat El Torito, or Texas, so I'll eat JBL, and I want them both, so I'll just eat this burger from Hardee's?
So I'll take some acid, and then I'll imagine that JBL and Torito are dancing in the sky, and then I'll eat both of them.
The people who wrote that skit were unspeakably high, and they must have then written Raw. Because that's the only explanation for how disjointed and just out of whack this show was. Everyone was on a fuckload of drugs. A fuckload of drugs.
I wish I was on a fuckload of drugs. I would have enjoyed it more.
I back to smoking crack and doing this show because tell me what else happened on this show.
The New Day segment was pretty good.
I saw people saying
think it was their best, but
race baiting. I saw
what
a bit. I guess with the
because they impersonate white people. They always impersonate white people.
The black guys in the country spot shitting on country music. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if that's valid or not. I was asking you.
I don't buy it. I mean, that to me is looking to be outraged. I don't know.
Well, they weren't outraged. They were just like, that's kind of some borderline race baiting right there.
I mean, I think it was kind of lazy. I mean, picking on Nashville for country music is like,
cheap
picking
heat.
On New York for the Yankees. It's cheap heat, yeah.
It's calling Johnny Manziel Johnny Idiot Face in Cleveland.
But that's awesome because fuck Johnny Manziel. But Kofi had that line where he's like,
he shot on him.
Yeah, like I hate country music as a real guy, not just my character. I know I come across as old sometimes, but just fucking don't do that. Not while you're in the ring.
You didn't like that?
No, what's the point of it? What does it add to anything?
I think it'd be better if they just acknowledged that they are characters on TV, and if there were moments because it would do a lot to assist with things like injuries and stuff. If they were like, okay, we're going to stop the show. This fucker's got a concussion. We're gonna attend to their injuries. Everyone knows we're just playing characters and whatever. And now it's real for a second.
But they already do that. I mean, they try
to work an angle on it
selectively. Yeah, that's the problem. It's not. That's fine. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just me being angry, crotchety old angry guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate it too much. I
don't hate it. It was like, why? I don't understand what point it served.
Because he's right. I thought it was great. That's how cool is that? Kobe Kingston's like, no, seriously, this isn't my character. Country fucking sucks. Character speaking. Country music is trash. You people who listen to it are trash. Because you actually enjoy this bullshit? Seriously? You guys are terrible. It's funny, I've been getting into Yin Yang Twins again. Remember the Yin Yang Twins?
Yeah.
Yin Yang thing.
That makes you a bad person, I think. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Because I've been getting into Yin Yang. This isn't my character, Genotype speaking. By the way.
The guy behind Genotype is getting back
this
into
is the shoe. This is why you twerk. Twerk some. What else?
Let's talk about the most important thing that happened on this show.
Oh my God, we haven't already?
Nope.
What is the most important thing?
The not so triumphant return of Heath Slater.
Keith Slater.
Heath Slater returned with Jeff Jarrett's gimmick, and I don't know. This was like a house show segment, but he's back, baby.
Still arguably.
Arguably, I don't even know.
Blah, 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 blah. Somebody PTO'd me on a table.
Dear God, no!
Arguably the greatest moment in Cageside life history is my thinking I was saying Heath Slater and saying Keith Slater. and then dying laughing when you brought to my attention that I had said Keith Slater. Remember, Zach Swagger, Keith Slater, and Calvin Axel. So that's who can take down the European Union.
That's who Triple H is going to recruit next. Keith Slater's his next top heel.
Wouldn't it be the greatest thing on earth if like they renamed him Keith Slater for an episode of Raw? I would die, dude.
I would pop.
They're definitely not doing it now. They read the review and were like, "Fuck this guy, man." No, so even that was like, for the moment he showed up and it was like, "That's Keith Slater," and everyone tweeted us and it was fun for a sec. And then he did things and Ryback came out and he looked like Ryback. And then he hit a move and then he left.
I was chatting with our friend of Cageside, Lady J, on the Twitter machine. Ryback comes out dressed. He looks like a homeless person. Why does he? Did
she say that or did you?
Well, she said something about his attire, and then I retweeted. Somebody else who was bragging on him and tweeted a picture of Joey from Friends when he was wearing like all kind of mismatched clothes.
All of Chandler's wardrobe.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's what he looks like. He's only wearing a couple of things, but he still manages to look like some sort of a hobo. He
looks filled out but homeless. That is so good, man. Shout out to Lady J. She's my girl, but yeah.
This was just the weirdest. I think this might have been weirder than the Hardies commercial because I don't know why this was on the show. This was to make Ryback look strong again.
I have no idea. Did it? He took
a
guitar shot.
The guitar shot. He said he called Slapnuts on that and said nope.
He got hit in the back with a guitar and just shrugged it off.
Yep. And I do love Keith Slater because he went all in on it. He looked shocked and scared, and it was the goofy. I mean, I missed that. Remember when they were doing the gimmick where Slater was getting killed by legends every week?
Yeah, Raw 1000.
Yeah, can we bring that back?
That was fun.
Yeah,
but that's kind of what this was, I guess. So in that way, I guess it was a decent little thing. But I don't care about Ryback. He's not a legend.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Come to think of this, so Ryback, Jey Uso, and Kalisto should all be pissed right now.
Why?
Because they beat the fuck out of Sheamus and pinned him.
True. They should get one title shot.
They should have come out. Fuck Roman Reigns interrupting. They all should have came out and been like, "Hey, Trips, we beat the shit out of this guy.
Yep.
I want a title shot." And then, or at least do backstage segments, and Triple H gets increasingly frustrated. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And like he just gets flustered and like has to find something else for him to do. Hey, wouldn't that be a way better way to use those people instead of, well, what are we going to do with the big guy? Well, let's have him get hit in the back with a guitar and then a shell shock, and that'll do it. Like that's all they came up with.
Yeah, I mean, Ryback. The Lucha Dragons and the Usos, I guess, are getting a tag title shot. I guess we're going to get a triple threat TLC match probably, which, again, I called it yesterday.
You booked the whole show yesterday.
I did. And so I get, but Ryback, yeah, why wouldn't he? He's been Intercontinental Champ. He's had world title shots before.
He's been screwed out of world titles before.
He should just, yeah, definitely. That's a money feud right there, Sheamus Ryback. Oh, we've reached the Sean making noises part of the show.
Yeah, that was pretty good, though. Was there anything else we didn't cover?
They did the other thing that I said they were going to do, which was put Breeze and Ziggler and Ambrose and Owens back together. So they did that.
Can you believe that we got, this far in? Didn't remember to talk about two of the guys who made it to the semifinals of the World Title Tournament.
Yeah.
And after Survivor Series, I was going to say SummerSlam for some reason. It just all bleeds together. After Survivor Series, I was like, Breeze, cool. They got him a win, and he's hateable, and I'm just going to ignore this question and go on living my life. And I saw someone on Twitter said, they were like, instead of watching Raw, I'm just going to continue living my life. I'm better off for it.
You're going to ignore that show.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, and then he comes out, and then they do the angle with him and Owens and whatever, and he couldn't whatever he gets in, they get 5 minutes, and he gets pinned.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What?
Well, we haven't ranted it. We've talked around it. We haven't named it, but 50-50 booking is still one of the biggest fucking problems with this program, this company. Nobody can get any momentum. And then you end up with a bunch of guys that nobody gives a shit about.
This actually makes me yearn for WCW level NWO type shit. Just someone to come in and beat the fuck out of everybody and just be the dominant faction. Wait, we had that, the Shield.
Yeah. And it was a peak time. I mean, that was, fucking WrestleMania 2014 was like the goddamn golden years at this point. I mean, we got the end of the Great Brian thing. We got the Shield was at the peak of their fucking powers. Batista was clicking as a heel.
Shout out to the year 2013 when the Shield were putting on 6-mans and main events and tearing the house down. Mm-hmm. You could always count on them. Always. They always had good matches. There was at least one part of the show that was going to be fucking awesome. And they were booked so well. Yep. Like they won every goddamn time.
And their characters were consistent. When that face turn took place over like a year, it made sense. It wasn't like one morning they woke up and they were baby faces.
Yeah, they were mercenaries, right? Mm-hmm. Hitmen, paid, whatever. And then they did the turn. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just 1 minute to the next. And then it was executed really well because there was an episode of SmackDown they did. I think one of the only episodes of SmackDown where I was grading it, they got an A+. The entire episode was just the Shield getting payback. Because I think on Raw they did an angle where it was like a 14-on-3.
Yeah, yep. You're right.
And then on SmackDown that week, they found every one of those 14 and triple power bombed them.
Yep.
Like they do a backstage interview and suddenly they would show up behind the people. Yeah. A big brawl would I think there was one point where Dean and Seth were beating the shit out of two guys and Roman was just doing the interview while it was happening. He said, "Hey man, what's going on?"
The Shield were fucking John Wick.
The Shield were John Wick. Holy mother of fuck, dude. That was the episode.
See, they went and fucking took them all out.
Cageside Live is all about John Wick.
Somebody called Triple H and said, I heard you powerbomb 14 of my guys. And he said, yeah, well, they killed the Shield's dog. And he said, oh.
Oh. I was talking to Lady J last night. She watched John Wick. I was tweeting with somebody else, and they were talking about watching John Wick. Someone in the thread for this very show was like, shit, I still need to watch John Wick.
Mm-hmm,
you should be getting paid for this.
I know. Keanu, how about a little kickback, Mr. Reeves?
Because he definitely watches Cageside Live.
Come on, Neo.
Wouldn't it be nuts if there was like one super famous person who would never admit it, who's like at home right now, and they're like listening to us and going, man, they're so right. Man, this show really does suck. But thank God Cageside Live comes on.
I think Jon Stewart's a big listener. I don't think he'll ever admit it. But
how funny would that be to think
that was pretty. I wonder, was Melissa Joan Hart was supposedly trolling another website, a less good website than us.
But, a website we won't name.
Yep, I'm not giving them a plug. Fuck them.
Yeah, I guess she was on there. But no, yeah, she ran into the same issue I've always talked about, which is fans being unable to differentiate between the character and the human being. But, dude, the Shield was John Wick. I'm blown away by it. That was such a cool SmackDown.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Everyone and killed them.
Yep.
By the way, Tanya might be done writing SmackDown reviews. That's how upset she is about the Roman Reigns stuff.
Fuck.
Which I appreciate the fandom, but I'm going to have to find a new reviewer for a show no one cares about.
We need a new reviewer for Impact too. So
I might have that covered actually.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. What else? I don't know. I think we actually covered the whole show.
Amazingly enough, we covered the whole show. No Undertaker. He's just gone again, I guess.
Yeah.
And they ran the 25-year package again.
Yep.
Fuck off already.
I know.
No Kane though, so that was nice. No Big Show.
Yeah, that's good.
We
were wrong there. We thought Big Show would be coming back for a main event match with Reigns.
True. It turned out
they're saving him for Fastlane.
No Lana, which is
no Lana, but Rusev was back. Yeah.
You know what though? I kind of miss when our biggest complaint was wanting Big Show and Kane gone.
Yeah, those were simpler times. That was like 2014, 2013, 2014 too.
Yeah, we're to a point now where, I mean, at least you can count on one of those fuckers to get triple powerbombed. Man, I miss the Shield.
Yeah, the Shield were awesome, and the Wyatts were for real then too. I mean, remember they were teasing that feud and
the Shield Wyatt, the February show.
Yeah, where they just where everybody backed out. When that was Reigns was the man. Reigns was the one that was. Reigns was the one to go nose to nose with Bray.
Everyone, man, we did it was cool because I can remember over like a 9-month period, we did a poll 3 different times. Who's your favorite member of the Shield? And a different guy won every time. That's how over that whole crew was. But it looked clear Reigns was the guy, but you were still behind Rollins. You were still big behind Ambrose. Mm-hmm. And you could get into the whole whatever. No matter what they do, basically they can't go wrong here. And the breakup happened, and it was we hated it, but in the best way possible. It was great to
you and Roth did an emergency CSL for the breakup.
Dude, it was such a good show.
Yep.
The lights went out in the Quad Cities when that happened.
Good old Iowa.
Riots.
All right. What else you got? Anything?
I'm going to go find some lunch in Iowa.
Yeah, do that. Be careful. I know people are grumpy out there and stuff. Yeah. So, all right.
All right. Cagesiders, always remember the credo.
Deal with it.
Kick ass, sleep till mid.
Shit. We stepped on each other's outros.
No, Sean.